Hello, welcome to the Trews. Millions of us are eating halal food without even knowing it. Do you know I woke up this morning, I found out I'm a devout Muslim. Turned out I'd also been reading the Quran, I'd had a Sharia wedding, I'd been to Mecca. I didn't know any of it. I'm apparently devoted to the Prophet Muhammad and his sayings and that. I've been tricked into becoming a Muslim. I don't actually agree with cutting a chicken's throat, but I don't think that there's a nice way of killing a chicken. If you don't want kill chickens, don't kill them and don't eat them. Little boy who says he went to heaven, then came back. Little boys are saying all sorts of things. I suppose this is a time to stand back and to look at the Daily Mail and perhaps consider how seriously we're going to take it. If the sayings of a little boy, the methods of slaughter are all sort of on a collage of misinformation. I wonder what their aim is. Like, what is their, like, has the Sun and these newspapers previously, have they ever shown any interest in, like, whether the methods in which animals are slaughtered? We're always vigilant for the method under which animals. One of the main things we care about is cruelty to animals. We've always cared about it. This is about us creating division and confusion and suspicion. Like, I remember when you used to just see that word halal, like in sort of windows in certain parts of London, halal, and I'd think, oh, this is different, that's another thing, I don't know about that. But that's because I was just young and stuff. Then I learned more and just like, it's not really relevant to me. If you don't want to eat dead animals, don't eat dead animals. There's no nice way of killing an animal. Brian, you good boy, ain't you? Like, same with Brian, does it matter if I like slit his throat or if I sort of stun him, like sort of hold those stun guns? It's not very nice. Like, have you ever seen that happen? Have a look on YouTube of an abattoir. Have a look at an abattoir on YouTube. Don't take my word for it. Have a look, go on YouTube, put animals being killed in abattoirs, and then like see if that makes you think, that's how I want my meat served to me. I want a gun held to a cow's head. It's an awful, devastating thing. Industrialised agriculture is really bad. If you want to eat meat, I suppose, eat meat. But do be aware that it's a very, very cruel process because it's got out of alignment with nature. We're meant to eat meat. Look at these teepee pigs. Look at them. That's for eating meat. About once a month, you soppy sod. If it was natural to want to eat meat, when you see roadkill at the side of the road, you'd go and want to eat it. You don't, do you? You need meat to be sanitised. In fact, any interjection of the reality of meat production is unbearable. That's why this halal story is provocative, because you have to think suddenly, has Miley Cyrus gone too far? Not really. I mean, no, not really. I mean, she's existing in a tiny circumference of pop culture that's, broadly speaking, irrelevant. It's one of those stories. It's like Emma Watson, isn't it? It's like, because we had an image of her as a child. She was initially this sort of saccharine, Disney-fied, innocuous child thing, and now she's like sort of the reclamation of her femininity through over-sexualisation is interesting. You know what I remember is her dad. Don't break my heart, break your heart. Don't let my sperm be fertilised. It'll just grow into a scandal. A dopey little girl pretending to have sex, another cultural vandal. I heard this thing the other day, that societies that used to sacrifice, as part of their culture, would sacrifice livestock to gods, always had a better sense of social cohesion. It pulls people together to have a sense of sacrifice, even if you've not got enough food, to sacrifice some foods to an invisible, omnipotent entity, or, you know, whatever gods you lot are into, whatever gods those tribes are into. It created a sense of social cohesion. I wonder if, you know, this sort of pillorying of dear old Miley serves a similar cultural function. What I feel like, again, is it's that sort of graffitiing of the space of consciousness, a kind of a graffitiing of it. Let's see what old Krishnamurti's got to say. Krishnamurti does not trust ideals. The ideal is always what it is not, he said ironically, but quite judiciously. Even the ideal of non-violence, he questions. I mean, here the ideal of non-violence and not non-violence itself. He says that it is not the worship of the ideal of non-violence that will bring peace into the world, but it is the individual who can embrace everything, including violence, in compassionate understanding. Oh God, it gets hard, doesn't it, philosophy? In the end, you've got to be able, should we do non-violence? But why are you doing it? It just seemed like a nice thing to do. You're trying to be nice. You're doing non-violence for the wrong reason. Ow, don't hit me. I should have hit you. Krishnamurti maintains that he has found the truth, but the truth he speaks of cannot be reduced to an intellectual formula. It is the living present, it is life itself, and exactly because it is living conscious, It cannot be known objectively, nor can eternity, which is another aspect of truth, be known as an object. When we ask Krishnamurti why it should be so, his answer is deep and penetrating. You cannot know but what is over. The living thing cannot be known. You cannot know, analyse, out-thought, unless it is no more. You cannot know a living thing which at every moment is alive, vital, creative. Please see the importance of the fact that truth is not something that cannot be known. Krishnamurti says that truth is a pathless land, that we are not separate from life, that we are the flow of life. This constant practice of objectifying, labelling, commentating, creating opinions and judgments is the sort of the materialisation of consciousness, the creation of a kind of a fortress of ideas, more and more things for us to clatter into and trip over. Krishnamurti, Zhuangzi, Lao Tzu, a lot of these thinkers from the East, they say that what we've got to achieve is this state of openness, this openness to all ideas. And I mean, that sounds to me like, from what we just read, is like a lifelong, moment-to-moment practice. But it's the opposite of arriving at certainty, arriving at verdicts like the Miley Cyrus, has she gone too far? You know, with the implication being, yes, of course she has gone too far. Well, really, there's a salacious undercurrent of, oh, look at Miley Cyrus's formerly child arse. Or is it wrong to kill halal birds? Do they really think at the sun they're going, I just don't want my chickens killed like that. You know, it's clearly an attempt to evoke suspicion and confusion and sort of condemnation of people that are slightly different. So I suppose like the way that Krishnamurti information that sounds quite esoteric and difficult to understand is useful is if you remain constantly open. I said perhaps we can access a truth that is within us as well as an external truth. Perhaps then we can arrive at some sensible conclusions. But just to give you another verdict in defiance of what Krishnamurti said, don't eat animals at all, and probably don't engage with a pop culture that's designed to make you be a little bit sort of stupid and salacious. Dun 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 dun.
Nose is a tool that is abused to fool you and to leave you scared and confused. Trews is like the nose. If the nose was true, I want some trews. Let's have some trews.